Okay, it's recording. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here tonight. This is our Team Engage Coach Opportunity. What is Coaching live webinar. You are going to hear from a few coaches tonight that are on this call. What we're going to try to do is run through this, get to the end, so we have some time for some questions if anybody has any questions. So welcome, and we're going to get started. And I'll get started. I'll introduce myself. My name is Brian Roca. I am a husband. My wife, beautiful wife, you can see her in the picture right there. Her name is Andrea. I am a proud papa of 7 fur balls. We don't have any kids, so our kids are our fur balls. For my day job, I am a park manager at Tradewinds Park, one of the largest parks down here in South Florida. I live in Florida, which is the best time of year to live anywhere in the country, right? It's Florida right now. During my day, I'm a park manager, but I like my job, don't get me wrong, but I love my other job, which is being a Beachbody coach. I've lost 100 pounds since starting my fitness journey. When I started, I was 100 pounds overweight, very unhealthy. I actually made a post today on my Facebook page showing my numbers. I took a finger prick test the other day for work, for our health insurance. And I couldn't, it amazes me because just 5 years ago, my cholesterol was through the roof. I was pre-diabetic. I had a fatty liver. I was on my way to getting cirrhosis of the liver because I was a very, very heavy drinker, alcoholic. And first thing I did was I had to get some help, and I went to rehab. And then after that is when I said, well, now I got to I'm working on my healthy mind. I got to get this healthy body to match. And that's when I started with Beachbody. Had no idea what Beachbody was. I started with Insanity, met a great coach, signed up with him, and the rest is kind of history. I've been coaching now for 4 years. And like I said, it is my passion, my purpose. It fills that coaching why that I have of making sure that I fill my time with positive actions, positive thoughts, positive behaviors. It allows me to make sure that I'm surrounding myself with those same positive energy people who are going to lift me up, lift my spirits up, keep me on this right path. And it's worked. It's worked. I'm 5 years sober, lost 100 pounds. And like I said, I'm happier now than I've ever been in my entire life. So why should you become a coach? Lots of different reasons, right? I just gave you my coaching why in a nutshell. But some of the things that all coaches, when you become a coach, some of the benefits of that, you're all going to save 25% on anything in the Beachbody store. So right now as a customer, you're actually paying retail for everything. As coaches, we pay wholesale. It's like having that Sam's Club membership. Everything we get is 25% off Shakeology, any workout programs. The only thing you don't get 25% off is clothes. But everything else in that Team Beachbody store that you're looking at, you are going to save 25% as a coach. Keep yourself accountable. I just said that about myself. There's no way, I know it for a fact, there's no way I would have sustained my weight loss and sustained my healthy lifestyle if I didn't have not only customers of mine that, the groups that I run keeping me accountable, but my coaching family, my coaching team that keeps me accountable. And many of them are on the call tonight. What I just talked about, being part of a community, the coaching community, when you're a customer, it's great. You're part of that Beachbody community, but when you become a coach, all of a sudden, everything else opens up and you really become part of what this amazing community is all about. It's incredible. It's like pulling back the curtain or the Wizard of Oz, where, you know, as a customer, it's in black and white, you know, and it's pretty cool. And then all of a sudden you become a coach and everything's in color. Am I showing my age, Wizard of Oz? People still watch Wizard of Oz, right? No. To help others pay it forward. This is a huge one, because that's what happened to me when I started my journey. Was there was people there that were helping me and pushing me, and keeping me accountable. And it was only, you know, I was so grateful that it only made sense for me to do that for somebody else too. I was inspired. I want to inspire somebody else, and then to earn extra money. This is a business. We're going to talk about this a little bit about different types of coaching, because a coach is a coach is a coach. But many coaches can be discount coaches, where you don't do anything and you just get the discount, which is fine. That's perfectly fine too. I have lots of coaches that are in love with Shakeology, but they're not interested in using this as a business, and they just want to get their 25%. Totally fine. And then there's some hobby coaches, and then there's business builders. I think there's a slide on that we'll get to. But financial freedom as a coach. I started coaching back in February, actually January of 2013. So that was 4 years ago. And that's what I made for the whole month, being a Beachbody coach. And then you can see since then what my income has been every year, getting a little bit more. And then in the last 2 years is when, and that's kind of how coaching works. I mean, we're all different. You know, everyone, it all depends on how much time you put in and how much work you do. But the possibilities for financial freedom with this business is there. Greg Armfield is the co-founder of Team Engage. He's not on the call tonight. He's at a premiere for the movie Logan, so he couldn't make it. But he puts his slide up. And because he's been doing it for 6 years now, and he's 6 figures a year as a Beachbody coach. He quit his corporate job 2 years ago so he can coach full time. That's one of my goals. I told you guys I really like my job, but my job isn't going to pay me what I feel is worth, what I'm worth. And I really hate having to, get permission to take a vacation or to, put in leave time, and plus it's not going to allow Andrea and I to do the things that we want to do as we get older. Our retirement isn't going to cover that. So my financial why of coaching is to take care of Andrea and I as we get older, to be able to do what we want to do. So I kind of talked about this, so I'm not going to spend too much time here. Coach is a coach is a coach. It's the way you approach it. A discount coach, save 25%. If you want to be a hobby coach, refer friends and family. You might make a little bit of money that would pay for your Shakeology, so you're not spending any more money on Shakeology. Or you can go full out and do this as a business. So this is a question we get asked all the time as coaches. Isn't it a pyramid scheme? The way that it's set up, it's multi-level marketing. Well, no, it is not a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are illegal. The Beachbody is not a pyramid scheme. Beachbody is rated, AAA, Better Business Bureau. Multi-level marketing systems are legal, and Beachbody has the #1 system. And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased, but they do out of everything. But everything is also set up as a pyramid. Even your corporate job, if you think about it, you have that one guy at the top, right? He's the CEO. He's up there at the top, and then the next level you have managers. So that's a little larger group than the CEO, and then under that is your supervisors. So there's more supervisors than there is managers, and then finally all the way at the bottom is the tons and tons of employees. That's a pyramid structure right there. The only difference here with coaching is you are the CEO up there at the top. And you are building your own business, okay? Now I'm going to turn it over to one of the coaches joining us, Shanna, on the call. Go ahead, Shanna.
It's actually Shauna.
Shauna, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Everybody says that because of the way my name looks. So it's been that way since I was, a kid in school. So my last name was Shear, and nobody couldn't pronounce either name. So I'm used to it. But anyway, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I have 8 kids. 8 kids and 8 fur babies too. I've homeschooled for about 15 years now. So for many, many years, I've let it, time and money be an excuse because, I did have a lot going on. It definitely prevented me from taking care of myself, and I just felt I was too busy, and that eating healthy was too expensive. And, I had tried many different things. I yo-yoed and I always quit. I didn't have any support or anything. So, and it was just too hard. So, I started getting really bad headaches, and I went to the doctor and found out I had high blood pressure. I was also pre-diabetic, and then soon after that, I found out I had cancer. So I mean, I thought for months there I wasn't even going to make it out. And I was like, oh my God, my kids are not going to have a mom. Then, if it wasn't bad enough, shortly after that, my husband ended up in the hospital with a blood clot. And the doctor was telling me that, he might not make it out of this. We're not sure. So I'm sitting there, on his bedside, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I've got to do something. If I don't get healthy, then who are the kids going to have? So I went, searching online, for that thing that, was going to work this time. I was really determined, and I found 21 Day Fix. And luckily this time a coach reached out to me. He invited me to try Shakeology, to join a challenge group. And I was really reluctant because, we were struggling not just medically with medical issues, but we were in huge financial, distress. I mean, over $1 million in my bills, and then we just got hit with his. So I knew that I really couldn't afford to, go in and buy all this stuff. So I was offered to, well, why don't you get it for the discount, and then maybe you can share your success with your friends and family. And I'm like, sure, why not? So I didn't realize that I ended up that it was going to be my passion, that I was showing other moms, about all the support that I was getting, because I found out that that's what I was missing. That's why, when I got all this support from the team, from the group, I was having success and I wasn't giving up, which that's all I ever did in the past was give up. And then I started making money, and which was really cool. We had not been able to go on any family vacations because of all of our debt. And that was my first goal, was to take our family some places. And these are some of the pictures that we went to this past summer. We went to Summit, and I took my teenagers with me. We went to places, and I couldn't believe it. I took our family on vacation twice this past year, and I was able to pay a couple of different bills every month. I'm still not at my goal weight, but I was in this community that was helping me and supporting me on reaching my goals. And that's one of the things I tell people: you don't have to be fit, you don't have to be where you want to be, as long as you're moving in that direction. I'm ready for the next slide. So now I've talked a little bit about how a coach's job is to help people. But you're probably thinking, what does that mean? I often get asked if a coach has to be fit or has to be certified. But let me clear that misconception up. a coach doesn't need to be a fitness or a nutrition expert, nor an experienced salesperson. You just need to have passion and dedication in helping people. And you're wanting them to achieve success and achieve their goals. You also need to be consistent in sharing how, the products and the coaches can help change lives. It definitely changed mine. Building relationships and connecting with people to find out what their goals are and determine which programs will be right for them. In addition, you need to be committed to being, proof that the products are working for you. You need to be drinking your Shakeology, doing your workout programs daily. You also need to be committed to improving and developing yourself. And this is another big one for me. I was, I've been hit with so many different things that I was always the glass half empty. I was worse than that. I was just thinking, well, the world is against me. And, I've come so much just in this past year that just recently my husband was terminated from his position, and my kids were sitting in here and I'm like, we're going to be okay. We're doing this, we're doing that. And they're like, where's mom at? Because I've changed so much in being a positive influence now in my family. So, well, that's definitely one thing that Beachbody, helps you and actually wants you to do is to better yourself. So, what are the benefits for being a coach? For starters, you get to work your own hours. And if you work a full-time job, which I don't, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but if you do work a full-time job, you get to choose a few hours to work on your business, like maybe on lunch break or at night instead of watching TV. And as your business grows, you can afford to spend more time focusing on it so that you can be able to transition from a part-time coach into a full-time coach. You can also choose to work your business in person, online, or both. This business is pretty flexible. I'm sitting here on my phone, talking, and I was actually at the grocery store up until about 15 minutes before the call, and I thought I'd have to do it in the car. So definitely flexible. Everyday coaches share their passion for being healthy and fit and attract people to them. So what do? We help encourage people to get fit and healthy. We're their biggest cheerleaders. We work out and eat healthy ourselves. We share with our friends and family what's working for us, and we help run challenge groups together. We do a lot of things together as a team, which is great, because especially if you are a stay-at-home mom like me and I don't get out a whole lot to meet other people, it's really great to have other adults to talk to. But that's about it.
Okay. Jill?
Hi there. I am Jill, and I became a coach about 2 years ago. I started out, it says here, coaching since April 2015. I actually became a coach in January, technically, but I was a discount coach. I had started using, I had decided to try Shakeology, and I was like, yeah, I'm never going to give this stuff up. So yes, sign me up for the discount, no problem. And then it just sort of gradually turned into working the business full time. So I'm married. My husband has also become a coach since I started. And these are our two kids, Sierra and Cortez. They're 10 and 6. And I work full time. I'm a GIS specialist, which is just a fun way to say I make maps. And so I am juggling a full-time job and family life. But if you go back a couple of years ago, I was, when when I had my second child, I gained about 65 pounds, and I lost quite a bit right away after I had him. Just, you know, you lose quite a bit at the beginning, but then I kept eating like I did when I was pregnant. And I was really tired because I was continuing to work full time, and just for some reason going from one child to two just kind of put me over the edge. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of work. And so I was really exhausted, and I was at a point where I would go to work, drink coffee all day long to keep myself awake, and then at night I was taking Tylenol PM and I think Ambien too for a while, that stuff that makes, you know, that sleeping pill that would make people a little crazy and, like, you know, get up and do crazy stuff in the middle of the night. I don't think they prescribe it anymore. So I was just on this unhealthy cycle, and we would probably go to fast food at least once a week, you know, anywhere that has a play area and maybe a toy, and I don't have to cook. Yeah, I was all about that. And so I was just really feeling tired and exhausted all the time. And then my husband was coming up on a big birthday, and we were going to go on a beach vacation. And so I'm like, okay, I am going to lose some weight. And so, because I had become that person that would avoid the camera all the time, and I, you know, knew if I'm avoiding the camera, I don't want people to see me when I'm clothed, much less in a bathing suit. So we got to lose some weight. So I tried for about a year. And, you know, I was like determined, I'm going to do this. And I just couldn't do it myself. And I actually watched the T25 infomercial for about 8 months before I finally bit the bullet and bought it. Now, the thing is with that T25, I thought when I purchased it off the infomercial that I would be, once again, be doing a workout program and trying to eat healthy on my own. I had no clue that you would get a coach. No idea. And so I was told, hey, you're going to be assigned a coach. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And then actually I found out I could get on the message boards, and I just happened to run into Brian Roca. And I really liked his group. And then I found out I could switch to him and have him be my coach, because I had been in touch with my coach a little bit, but I was really getting a lot of good information from Brian and checking into his groups. And so I switched, and it was really life-changing for me, because before I started that, I would have been the first one to tell you, I absolutely have no time whatsoever. I mean, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? But I would have told you, I don't have any time to do anything. And in fact, when I first started checking into the challenge groups, I thought, I don't have time to message and talk with everybody. I was the person who never got on Facebook. I would tell my friends and family, if you want to know what's going on with the kids, you need to friend Louis, my husband, because he's on Facebook and he'll keep you up to date. I'm too busy. And, you know, my first priority, though, as a mom was to be a great mom to my kids. And then I had my job. And so I was trying to juggle that as well. And, you know, poor Louis, he kind of got probably put behind the kids and the job, because, you know, he's an adult. He's fine. He'll be okay. Right. So this is just like a bad cycle. And I had really started to withdraw, and I wasn't really communicating with friends, because all I did was go to work, come home, do kids stuff, and wasn't on Facebook, wasn't interacting too much. And I was kind of getting depressed, because I am an extrovert and I do need to be around people. And so that was just this kind of an icky time for me. And so when I got into the challenge group, and suddenly I am interacting with all these people that have similar fitness goals, and I'm actually learning how to eat the proper way, because I thought I was being really healthy, but as it turned out, you can't eat fruit and carbs all day long. You need this healthy balance. Like we know from our container systems, you need to have your healthy fats, and you need that protein, and you need a good balance of vegetables and fruits. And so I learned so much in that group. And just being around people that were checking in every day, I almost felt guilty if I didn't check in. So I was making sure I checked in. And then I got to the point I really wanted to check in because, you know, these people, they started to become like, at first it was like, okay, who are these friends I have? But then it started to become like, wait, these really are genuinely nice, good people. And they became my friends. I wanted to see how they were doing it and what was going on, because we talk about everything, not just about the workouts. And so it sort of became like this second family to me. And coaching just kind of came along naturally because I just wanted to get more and more involved. And I would have been the person to tell you, I have absolutely no time, right? And suddenly I was finding time. And when I became a coach, like Brian was saying, this whole world kind of opens up, and you're like, wow, look what's behind the curtain. Well, part of what's behind the curtain is something they tell you to focus on, which is your personal development. And that is kind of reading different things, trying to figure out how to work on relationships and that sort of stuff. And one of the things I really worked on was time management. Now I'm still a work in progress, but I found out, you know, in that 24 hours, I really do have a lot more time. And so it's not that I actually have more time, it's I figured out how to make it work. And so one of the things I do to juggle, because I'm still working full time, I still have 2 kids, I still have a husband, I still, you know, have all these other responsibilities, but I love the coaching thing. And so what I do is I just get up early and I do my workouts, and I'll check in with my groups before I go to work. And then on my lunch hours, you know, like Shauna was saying, on my lunch hours, I check in with my groups at that time, and I, you know, maybe do a post or 2. And then when I get home, I have set up a schedule. So for half an hour, I'm either on a call, or I'm, oh, hi, there's my cat, or I am checking in with my groups, or I'm working on the business. And then after that half an hour, it's all family time. And so I've scheduled in my family time to make sure that they're still my number one priority. And so you just figure out how to make it work. And the time required is whatever you want to put into it, however much time that you have. And of course, the more you do in the business, probably the more successful you're going to be, or the quicker you're going to be successful. But you know, you put it, what you put into it is what you get out of it. So do I have to sell? No. No, oh my gosh, I hate sales. Seriously, I was the kid in Girl Scouts, when it would come time to sell Girl Scout cookies, I would cry to my mom. I'm like, I am not going to sell these. I don't want to go door to door. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to be rejected. I'm not going to do it. And so if we have to sell in this business, I would never make it. Instead, it becomes this natural thing where if you're having a good experience with the workouts, with the nutrition, you just start naturally kind of sharing your story. And of course, with me, I lost 40 pounds. And so people noticed that. And they're like, what happened? You know, what are you doing? What's different? And so you just naturally start sharing what you're doing. And it's I don't know what to say. It becomes sort of a natural flow. So where will I find people who are interested? You start out with the people you know. You're just talking to different people and telling them, well, what if you don't have a lot of people? Like when I wasn't on Facebook, and so I really didn't have any friends on Facebook Facebook. I had friends, but you know, how often as you become an adult are you texting and emailing your friends? Not as much. And so the way you start doing it is you start to get on Facebook, and pretty soon I've gone from having less than 100 friends to now almost 800. And that just is because as I'm talking about it, as I'm sharing, I'm running some free groups and I'm getting to know more people that way. You can also run groups, do things through Instagram to share your story. There's Twitter, Pinterest, lots of good information on Pinterest. I know there are some coaches that do blogs. If you're a good writer and you want to start blogging, you can do that. And you set up a web page and you go that way. I think John has some good ideas for what he does to find people. So there's all kinds of ways that you can find people who are interested. And let's face it, really, I mean, everybody kind of knows that we need to be exercising, we need to eat right. So it's on people's radar. So it really isn't that hard. I think I'm good.
Thanks, Jill. So I'm John Santillo. Brian, I didn't realize you and I have been coaches about the same time. I started in January of 2013 as a coach. So I've been a coach for just a little over 4 years. I do the business with my wife, Susan. So we're kind of a husband-wife team. That's Susan in the picture in the lower right-hand corner of this page. We were both professionals. I'm an electrical engineer by trade, and Susan was a customer service manager. She worked for Corning. We both worked for Corning Incorporated for many years. And we don't have any children, so we were fortunate enough when we turned 50 to leave the corporate world. And we've made this our second career. So, while I can do this full-time if I want, I don't. I spend part-time doing it. But I really kind of found my passion. I would never go back to work in a cubicle world again. I just love doing this. So next slide.
Sorry.
So let's talk a little bit about the details. What kind of rewards you'll get when you become a coach. So, besides commissions, which I'll talk about on the next slide, if you decide to grow a team of coaches, you'll get bonuses for the growth of those teams. That's what all of the coaches that are on this call are doing right now. We're growing teams, and part of our income is from that. You can earn trips. There are multiple trips a year, depending on your level of productivity and your rank. Brian just came back from a trip to the headquarters office in Los Angeles. He and I and some others are going on a big recognition trip in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic in April. That's a trip that many of us have earned credits for to pay for. In the summer, there's an annual convention, an annual meeting. This year it's in New Orleans, and a lot of us are going to be going there. We'll have team meetings there. So trips are just one of the rewards that are, not really commission based. Recognition, the company gives you some neat swag when you reach certain levels of achievement. We also like to do recognition, within our groups. And the picture here, you see some shirts and pullovers and bracelets and plaques and things like that you get when you reach certain levels of rank. And there's also a reward that's an intangible one, learning and personal development. And some of the other coaches have already mentioned that. But we're really strongly encouraged to do self-improvement and personal development. And I tell my coaches that when you become a coach, you become a better person because of the personal development that we're encouraged to do. So now let's get into some of the nitty-gritty about how we actually earn money in this business. So you probably already know that we earn commission on retail sales. So if you sign up a friend or a family member or any customer to buy a product, you earn a retail commission. And on average, that works out to be about 25%. And I say on average because sometimes it's more than 25, sometimes it's less than 25. For example, the new All Access package, if people sign up to do Beachbody On Demand All Access, you actually get 40% commission on that. If they buy a challenge pack with Shakeology, you get 35% commission. If they become an on-demand member and they buy Shakeology, you get 15% on their subsequent orders. So sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but it works out to be about 25%. That's what you earn if you are a coach and you have customers. Now, if you take the next step to be a business builder and you sponsor some of your customers to become coaches like you, now you have a team of coaches. And once you have a team of coaches, you earn a bonus based on their productivity. So if your coaches are earning commissions and they're creating volume, you earn, about a 4 to 5% benefit based on their volume. That's another small piece of your income. Finally, if you are a coach who now has a leader under you, you become a leader of leaders. You not only get bonuses based on their volume, but you also receive a quarterly bonus, and the quarterly bonus is based on how many leaders you have under you. Brian, if you can go to the next slide, there's one that talks about the quarterly bonuses. And this is where the big money really kicks in with the network marketing that this opportunity offers. If you're a leader and you have 2 leaders under you, in the third quarter of 2016, the quarterly bonus was about $800 for that, and that's basically just free money they give you once you reach that level. If you have 5 leaders under you, that 5-star diamond bonus for the quarter was $2,400. If you have 10 leaders, your quarterly bonus was $14,000. That's for a quarter. And if you're a coach who happens to have 15 leaders under you, your quarterly bonus is $40,000. And the good thing about these bonuses is that they're cumulative. So if you get one of them, you get all the ones below. So if you happen to be one of these 15-star diamond coaches, you would have made $57,000 just in free bonus money in one quarter back in 2016. That was the quarter 3. And those are paid out 4 times a year, every quarter. So there's always a disclaimer when we talk about money. And of course, we don't guarantee any level of success from this opportunity. So how much you earn is really based on how much effort you put into it, your diligence and your skills. So these are incomes that we all aspire to make. And I'm not there yet, but I'm on my way. So, okay, next slide. Now, besides money and income, the cash rewards, what else can you expect from our team if you join the team of coaches that we belong to? You're going to get training. We don't just let you loose and say, well, here's some video modules that the company offers. Go watch these videos and you're on your own. No, we don't do it that way. So we run peer-to-peer training groups on Facebook and off of Facebook. And once you become a coach on our team, you'll be exposed to these group training sessions that we run. We have team calls. Each week there's a series of team calls. There are new coach calls. There are calls for business building coaches. We have bi-weekly training calls for the big group. And you'll be invited to all of those. And you can participate in as many of those as you have time for. I mentioned team building events. Whenever we get together at any of these events, the national events or regional events, we always try to, sit together, and we go to dinner together, so we get to meet people. Brian and I have traveled together maybe 4 or 5 times now, and it's always great, seeing coaches that you see on the screen, actually meeting them in person. There's leadership training if you reach a level where you're becoming a leader of leaders. We have our own special Facebook team page, and that's where we talk behind the scenes about what's going on in our businesses. And at your smaller team level, you'll probably have a group team page as well, where your coach is going to share, things on a daily and weekly basis about running the team. And again, I already mentioned recognition and accountability. We like to recognize coaches, for achievements, no matter how small or how large. So, if you achieve something for the first time, or you are at a consistent level of performance, month over month, you'll get a big shout out on our team page. We like to do a lot of that. Okay.
All right, cool. Thank you, John. All right. So we'll go through this real quick. I know getting time here. So what are the options? So you can become a coach, right, and save 25%, and all of that other good stuff that we were talking about. or stay a customer and pay 25% more than what a coach pays. And like we talked about, nothing is required of you when you become a coach. Absolutely. I want to emphasize that and I'm going to go to the next slide. It's going to show the costs that are involved, and I'll explain those, but there's absolutely nothing that is required. You do it the way that you want to do it. You're almost like a premier customer or preferred customer. So when you join as a coach, there's a couple different ways to join as a coach. Every challenge pack that Beachbody offers, and there's a challenge pack for every program. The all access pass is the hot one now because it's new and it's got the most value for the money, because you're getting all of the programs that are on Beachbody On Demand. You don't have to unlock anything. You're going to get all the new releases that come out. Plus there's more programming that's coming to Beachbody On Demand. It truly is going to be turning into it's already at the baby stage of a Netflix of fitness. We have Autumn's cooking show, and there's going to be more shows coming out, or trainer exclusives, all that stuff. But challenge pack, whatever challenge pack you get, the coaching enrollment is waived, and the coaching enrollment fee is a one-time fee of $40. That goes to Beachbody. That money pays for your websites, because as coaches, they host a website for you. So that's where you can send people to your website. And they also give you a bunch of tools. We call it our back office. And there's tons and tons of tools like customer management systems. And so all of that stuff is included. So that $40, you only pay that $40 one time. And it's waived if you get a challenge pack. And you can sign up as a coach without a challenge pack, and it's that one-time fee of $40. Okay, there is a monthly fee, and it's $16. And this is really what that covers your hosting of your website. This is a fee that you pay to Beachbody. Their personal websites, your coach online office. Like I said before, there's nothing required of you, so there's no. With a lot of other multi-level marketing systems, they require you to buy products, and then you have to keep products on hand, and your garage fills up with lipsticks and wine. I don't know, and then if you can't sell it to anybody, but you've lost all that money. Beachbody handles all the fulfillment for you. You don't touch a product. You don't buy anything. If somebody goes to your website and they order T25, you get the commission. Beachbody ships it to them. Beachbody handles everything. There's no quotas to meet either. There's nothing that says, that you have to sell this, and this, or da-da-da. We have incentives. We have different incentive programs. So if we hit certain levels, we get more rewards and more bonuses, but there's nothing that says we're required to do that. They're just there as incentive programs. So, what slide am I on? Oh, this one here. Okay, this is pretty cool too. Beachbody supports, loves military, so that's why they offer anybody who is active military free. You don't pay anything. You don't pay the $40 sign-up fee. You don't pay the $15.95 fee a month. It's 100% free. So if you are active military, or if you are a veteran, or if your spouse is active military or a veteran, you just sign up, and then you give them the DD 214 form, and boom, you're a coach, and it doesn't cost you a dime. All right, so in the next 24 hours, the person who invited you will follow up, and ask you these questions. What did you like about the presentation? Team Beachbody, are you ready to join our team? Everyone here is ready to join, right? And that concludes. So questions. So what I'm going to do here is stop the share so we can see the Brady Bunch picture. And how we doing on time? Well, we finished in before 10 o'clock. So does anybody have any questions? And I want to thank John, awesome. Jill, thank you. And I better not say it wrong. Shauna, I got it right. Shauna, thank you for the presentation. And yeah, so questions.
I don't have any right now, but I'm sure I'll come up with some.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I invited you, LaDonna. So, I'll send you an email. You have my email. Any questions that you have, anything that you want to go over, we can definitely go over. So yeah. All right. Well, nobody has any other questions. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Thanks for being on the What is Beachbody coaching call. And that's it. Anybody else have any final words? John?
No, thanks everyone for coming. Appreciate it. Yeah. Hope you come join us.
Yeah, come join us. It's really, it really is incredible. I was asked 3 times by Greg to become a coach, and every time I said no, because I was like, "Are you guys are crazy? I'm okay." And then finally, just to get him to shut up, I said yes. And then, like Jill said, it's like, oh my God, what is going on here? You get added to the coach groups, and something I wasn't expecting was all the personal development, which was something I really needed at that time in my life. And just meeting all of these amazing people, and it's been such an amazing ride. It's just incredible. So.
Yeah, and Brian asked me if I wanted to be a coach, and I said, discount? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I really didn't hesitate too much. And I don't regret it at all.
And that was fine with me. I have so many discount coaches. She said she wanted to be I said, cool. Signed her up, and that was it. And then I think you came to me and you were like, well, I want to learn a little bit more about this. All right, sure. So, as when you sign up as
you guys are cool. I like you. I want to do more.
So that's another thing. When you join our team, you sign up as a coach. And I think John mentioned this. It's, we don't just, say, all right, here's the handbook, go do it. We just get together. We have fun. If you express that interest in turning this into a hobby or a business, we are there to help you through that. But it's a lot. I have a lot of coaches that are coaches because they just love the camaraderie and all the different things that we do, and that's just totally fine. The more the merrier. It's awesome.
Well, thanks for the invite, Brian.
You are welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thank all you guys for joining us, and see you in all the different groups that we all run. All right.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Oops, I have to stop sharing.